Dwight York in behind the front. So
Yorkie won't play. I would doubt that York will play right up on his own.
No.
He doesn't do that anymore. He really hasn't got the pace like he used to have, but he's a very, very clever player. I like him when he plays in the hole. Sunderland play a good brand of football when the ball gets to Dwight York because he's a great passer of the ball.
Talking of brands of football, the new buzzword apparently is expansive football in the UK, and that's what they're using to describe Liverpool's style.
well,
Expensive. I'll have to wait a second. I'm going to write that down.
They used to use that in rugby
we'll try and
union,
use
I
that
think,
one later on.
You write it down as well, Spencer. Do you know what it means?
Something big.
We'll get to spell it later. In the meantime,
Tips?
it's a good day, beautiful day at the Stadium of Lights. At least it looks that way. And we'll ask you for your tips, Robbie. Liverpool, there's a shock. Spencer?
Yes.
Sunderland.
Going for Sunderland.
I am.
But you're looking forward to seeing Jamie Carragher play?
I am. I love that boy.
OK, we'll see how they go. I'm going for Liverpool for what it's worth as well. Let's join our commentary team at the Stadium of Light, where it's always a great atmosphere. Alan Parry and Efan Okoku. Enjoy the game.
Beautiful day here, and this is the kind of event that these fans have been longing for. 2 years out of the big time. And of course, at this stage last season, it looked as though they were in trouble, really, because Niall Quinn was the caretaker manager, and Sunderland found themselves losing 4 of their first 5 games, and they were stuck right down at the bottom of the championship table. Then in came Roy Keane, and the rest, as they say, is history. OK, let's bring you all the team news. Despite threatening he'd shake things up after the defeat at Wigan, Roy Keane makes only one change. Republic of Ireland international Liam Miller gets a starting role in midfield at the expense of his Irish teammate Anthony Stokes, who drops down to the subs bench. Veteran midfielder Dwight York was taken off at half-time against Wigan, but he's in the starting lineup again, and indeed wears the captain's armband. Paul McShane has recovered from a head injury to line up in the back 4, but surely the biggest threat to Liverpool will come from in-form striker Michael Chopra. Liverpool have a Champions League qualifier coming up in midweek, and that usually signals wholesale changes by Rafa Benitez. There are 4 on this occasion. Steven Gerrard is being rested to aid his recovery from a broken toe. He also missed the England game in midweek. Daniel Agger, John Arne Riise and Dirk Kuyt also drop out of the team that started against Chelsea. The incoming players are Sami Hyypiä, Momo Sissoko, who starts for the first time this season, in fact, Ryan Babel and Andrei Voronin. You really can never guess which team the Liverpool manager will pick next. Well, he has certainly more players at his disposal now than he's ever had before. Liverpool spent lavishly in the summer, and he's got alternatives really in virtually every position. Alec Miller there, one of the few remaining men from the old days, if you like, at Anfield. He used to be chief scout here for many years under Houllier, even as far back as Graham Souness. But Rafa Benitez has certainly put his home mark on the Liverpool backroom team, as well as the team that will be out there on the field today. Obviously a wonderful record in the Champions League for him. That's something he can only dream of as a manager at the moment. He always likes to do this, I've noticed, Roy Keane. He waits till everyone's out there, settled and ready, and then makes that long, lonely walk from his office out into the sunshine here at the Stadium of Light. But very good judges of the game, Efan, think that this fella is going to make an outstanding manager. Would you go along with that?
Well, it's still very early days, Alan. Fantastic season last time round. I think he's the sort of guy who doesn't get what he wants. He'd be quite willing to walk away, as Kevin Keegan did from neighbours Newcastle all those years ago. I also feel as well, if he doesn't believe that the players on the board can't match his ambitions, the quality is not there in terms of personnel, recruitment-wise, now he'll decide, well, it's not for me, certainly not at this club, and he could quite easily take a couple of months away, a year or so away again, and reassess his options.
Well, he'll be relishing this game today, but in particular, I would suggest, really looking forward to next week when Sunderland go to Manchester United. What an occasion that's going to be. Mark Halsey is our referee. Sunderland in the stripes, of course, with 4 points from 3 games. It's a much better start than they made the last time they were in the Premier League a couple of years ago. Liverpool have only played 2 games due to those Champions League commitments. They've won 1, drawn 1. They believe it should have been 1-2. And of course, referee Rob Stiles, who made the high-profile mistake against Chelsea last week, has subsequently apologised during the week and indeed been left off the list of officials for the Premier League today. Very warm day here. You never quite know what's coming next in this particular English summer, but we're back to real summery weather again. As Miller wins the first challenge for Sunderland, and that loose ball back has given Voronin the chance to give Liverpool an early lead, and the goalkeeper did well to keep that out. Sunderland almost shooting themselves in the foot in the opening 30 seconds.
Oh, what a big save from Craig Gordon. Careless back pass. Voronin was through on goal. McShane couldn't foul him once he got ahead. It was a big hand from the big keeper.
And huge relief for Greg Halford, who was Roy Keane's first summer signing, the man who made the mistake. Sami Hyypiä's shot was on target. Nervy opening here by Sunderland. Craig Gordon, the most expensive British goalkeeper ever, has stopped them going a goal down here.
What a massive save that could prove to be. Halford, not only did he not look when he played the back pass, but he seriously underhit it. Voronin, well, great chance very early in the game. Hit the target, good save from the keeper.
Another Liverpool corner, swung in by Pennant to the near post this time. Sunderland just haven't settled at all. Liverpool have gone about the opening couple of minutes here like a team who mean business. Miller almost lost possession. Pennant couldn't pick up the ball, though. They have got a few injuries, by the way, today, Sunderland, and Dean Whitehead, their skipper, is out of action as Voronin takes Liverpool forward again, trying to feed it into Torres. Here he is. Scored his first Liverpool goal against Chelsea last week. Terrific goal it was too, away by Ituhu. Well, Liverpool clearly are trying to impose themselves right from the off here, Ethan.
Well, they were given a helping hand. It's all led to a cracking atmosphere from the opening couple of minutes. And Fernando Torres showing not only his speed but his strength as well. Muscle Ross Wallace off the ball, just couldn't get his shot away.
Murphy and Chopra, the front 2 for Sunderland. Miller, the number 12 there, former Celtic and Manchester United man, will push on down the right-hand side as well. But at the moment, they'll be grateful just to get a little bit of possession. Here's the mistake.
There he doesn't look, just plays it straight away, seriously underhit on his weaker foot. Well, good save. Craig Gordon just stands up big enough and long enough to make Voronin, well, we just hit it into his body, really.
All about angles, isn't it, with goalkeepers, and Craig Gordon got his absolutely spot on then. Voronin with a record that suggests he's one of the top strikers in Europe. You would have expected him to score there. As Nosworthy heads it on, away by Carragher. Bit of aerial tennis here, and Hyypiä was caught in the face there. Referee Halsey's got his first big decision to make. Sami Hyypiä's lost his regular place in the Liverpool side to Daniel Agger. His first start of the season in the Premier League, this.
Well, he has a quick look. If he's expecting the keeper to make that, he's got no chance. Voronin will be disappointed that at least he doesn't get it to the side, either side of him. Make him save with his gloves.
Played for Scotland in midweek. Craig Gordon, they had a friendly which they won against South Africa. His 24th cap. A lot of people doubted the wisdom of spending £9 million on a goalkeeper. He didn't. He's been pursuing Craig Gordon for most of the summer. He's got him now, and we've just seen why. Sami Hyypiä requires a bit of treatment to that painful blow.
That was careless from Murphy. Didn't lead with his elbow at all. If you know you can't make it, there's no point. Strikers have done it the odd time. Sort of leave a little marker for the defender just to let him know that no easy headers throughout the afternoon.
Murphy, another one of those involved in the midweek internationals. He played for the Republic of Ireland, who had a very good 4-0 win in a friendly in Denmark. And Sami Hyypiä was involved for Finland. They had a European qualifier against Kazakhstan, which they won. Well, because there's blood coming from the wound, he's going to have to stay off until they've patched that one up.
A few more minutes in, that could have been a yellow card.
Daniel Agger, an obvious replacement, though Rafa Benitez was keen to rest him, obviously, today. Nosworthy gets it away. Well, he's a tough nut, Sami Hyypiä. I doubt that this will keep him out of action, but I'm not the medical expert. Ryan Babel, one of the incoming players to Liverpool's lineup today with the throw. Chopra for Sunderland did well. And a good challenge. Sissoko winning the ball back. A lot of competition in those central midfield positions for Liverpool. Alonso and Sissoko today. Mascherano available as well, of course. And Steven Gerrard out of action. Big travelling Liverpool following up here. You can hear them in the background, I'm sure, as Finnan plays it long. Away by McShane. Dwight York backpedaling. Wallace with the long ball for Murphy. Finnan's had to pull across a little bit in the absence of Sami Hyypiä, and the first involvement for Reina.
Good play from Kieran Richardson. Just about to mention wide play could be the key today, particularly for Liverpool. Jermaine Pennant can get himself on the ball and attack Ross Wallace, who loves to come forward. There'll be a few gaps behind the Sunderland back two centre-halves. Important as well for them to try and stretch the home team.
Miller, the two who pointing to where he wanted the ball back, and Nosworthy in an advanced position as well. Sissoko down to cover him, and it's Alvaro Arbeloa who concedes the first corner of the game for the home side. They're a big side physically, Sunderland. They'll pose a threat. That's why Liverpool anxious to get Sami Hyypiä back out there now. Nosworthy, McShane, Ituhu, Murphy, all good headers of the ball. Chopra waiting for any knockdowns. It was McShane who attacked it on the near post.
Well, the ball hits him, really. Near post, was it Fernando Torres? Has a big swing at the ball, he misses completely. Yeah, it just hits McShane. Harmlessly away for a goal kick.
Had a very good game, Paul McShane, against Tottenham on the opening day of the season. A player signed from West Bromwich Albion. Started at Manchester United, but never made the first team there. So he's certainly going to look forward to next week's visit to Old Trafford as well. But they've got to get this out of the way first.
Yeah, you mentioned that game, Alan, the opening game at the 1-0 victory. Spurs, they played to their strengths cautiously. They found strength in numbers.
Halford's cross with Liverpool appealing for offside. Here's Pennant. Strange thing, you know, with all those changes that Rafa Benitez made last season, Jermaine Pennant actually made more appearances than any other Liverpool player. Good quiz question, that. I wouldn't have expected that, would you?
That does surprise me.
52 altogether. A lot of them were substitutions, admittedly, but he played more than the likes of Carragher and so on. And he's got a free kick here. I think Sami Hyypiä is still having trouble with that nosebleed, as Wallace complains about the free kick. But I know there are plans to add more players to the squad here. Ian Hart, one of those who apparently is being tracked by Sunderland, and yesterday they signed Andy Cole. But Cole is not fit yet, having left Portsmouth at the end of last season, so unavailable for selection today. Another injury, this time for Torres, as McShane went in bravely. He's a real old-fashioned centre-half, McShane. He takes man and ball and anything else that stands between.
Well, Liverpool have got in Fernando Torres, a Spaniard who's braver than most of the centre-forwards, particularly in modern-day football. Competes for every single header. He's brave as well.
Finnan. Pennant. Well played, Jermaine Pennant. Voronin was caught. That's a free kick. Ituhu can't believe it. He knows how serious this could be.
Good play from Jermaine Pennant. Being kicked by Wallace, goes for the 1-2. Oh, that's a foul. Mark Halsey is on the spot.
Liverpool might have had a free kick earlier in that move as well. I think the referee ignored that one. But the Sunderland fans aren't ignoring this one. Voronin has picked himself up, but he's not in a state at the moment to take the free kick. So it looks as though Xabi Alonso will, as the Ukrainian international limps away. And the Sunderland fans aren't convinced that he was caught then, and he's putting it mildly. Alonso scored the winner against Sunderland at Anfield the last time they were in the top division. Can he hit the target here? No, he could only hit the wall. Well, fans in the northeast are a bit of a throwback really to many years ago. If you're a referee or a visiting team, you can expect a hard time. Great atmosphere. Not a prawn sandwich in sight here.
Oh, I'm sure there's a few in Mr. Keane's office. Just never admit to it, would he? It is a fantastic place to play football in the northeast. Big crowds, more often than not sold out. You really get the juices flowing as a player.
Wallace concedes the throw. Very good player, Ross Wallace. First choice for most of last season. He's a youngster who was signed from Celtic. And McShane concedes another corner and hurt his shoulder in the process. That head dressing is for the injury he received in the last game, but he's as tough as old boots. That was never going to keep him out. Same for him. Isn't the best corner. And the elegant Miller brings it out calmly and then makes a mess of the pass.
Well, this is a pattern of play that I certainly expected Liverpool to dominate. And Sunderland, just to be cautious, as they were in the opening game against Tottenham, and I feel that's going to be the way they play throughout the season. Roy Keane will get them into most games, saying, let's not give too many chances away. We're not going to dominate teams as we did last season in the Championship. We're playing with the big boys now, so we have to play with, or much more with our heads. Not that they didn't last season. Just decide that we'll be picking points up where we go, particularly away from home.
And it's a very good litmus test, if you like, for Sunderland, this, because Liverpool have been third in each of the last two seasons, although it must be said without, on either occasion, seriously challenging for the title. The last Championship, a long 17 years ago now. Finnan getting forward well. Voronin's there, so too is Babel. The layoff by Xabi Alonso.
Well, it's a tame finish in the end. Well, if Ryan Babel is hanging out, he sees this cross, it's about to come in from Steve Finnan. If he goes to attack that ball, he's got a free header on goal. Not the greatest pass back to Alonso. Just tries to be delicate with it. A little bit easier to go for Craig Gordon's left post.
You'd think he'd get more goals, really, wouldn't you, Alonso, with the power of his shooting and accuracy?
He plays quite deep, Alan. He's just that little bit too far away from the opposing penalty area, really, to ever really become a consistent goal scorer from the middle of the park.
He certainly has many, many other qualities. Sunderland, one of a handful of clubs who were promoted back to the Premier League at the first attempt. They were relegated 2 seasons ago with the lowest ever Premier League points total and the fewest number of goals ever scored since the division was launched.
Goal scoring will be a problem as well, I feel, this time round. Similar to Liverpool, I think the strikers will be starved of service.
Finnan. Here's Pennant. Away by Nosworthy. Carragher having to backtrack here. Chopper's busy, lively player. He doesn't let people settle. Looked a bit of a harsh decision against him, that one.
Well, it may have been Alan. Jamie Carragher didn't fully commit himself to the ball when he first got cleared. And got caught. Maybe he was just slightly tagged.
Well, Mr. Halsey won't be taking his holidays on Wearside next year, and it looks as though Sami Hyypiä's nose injury has got the better of him. Oh, how disappointing will that be for him? As I mentioned before, he's no longer a regular after 8 years as well, one of the first names on the team sheet at Anfield. He gets an opportunity today, and that happens in the first few minutes, and he clearly thinks it was a deliberate elbow.
He probably couldn't quite see what happened. I think it was a shoulder from Murphy. As I said, it was a slightly reckless challenge. I think this stage of the game he would have got a yellow card for that.
So the usual pairing these days of Carragher and Agger now restored at the heart of Liverpool's defence. There's Dwight York. Miller. The hurly-burly of Premier League football often seems to be a bit too rushed for Liam Miller, who's a beautifully gifted footballer, but got caught in possession then, as Agger gives it away to Chopra, onto Murphy. And he also took too long to make up his mind. Nosworthy just about gets out of trouble. And that's better from Sunderland. More confident on the ball.
As I said, Alan, they will have difficulty keeping possession against the better teams in this division. In the opening couple of games, they've given the ball away quite cheaply up front as well, and you understand Roy Keane's acquisition of Andy Cole. Has some experience and guile into the final third.
They are the original yo-yo club, Sunderland, since the Premier League was formed. They've been relegated 4 times, promoted 4 times. A little bit of stability is what they're looking for now, and possibly Roy Keane's the man to provide it. Arbeloa almost turned into trouble. And now that they've got over their initial stage fright, Sunderland don't look too in awe of Liverpool. Coming into the game more and more.
That's normally a dangerous time, and it's just when you think, well, we can match this team, there's nothing special here.
And Torres almost gets there. Craig Gordon did well again.
He is quick. It's just a hopeful ball, clearance from Daniel Agger. Nosworthy, just enough on the header.
Remember, it's only the 3rd league game for Liverpool this because of the Champions League qualifiers. They won 2-1 in their opening game at Villa with a late free kick goal by Steven Gerrard. Then, of course, drew 1-1 against Chelsea. In between, they beat Toulouse in that qualifying game in Europe, 1-0 in France. The return game is at Anfield next week. Babel. Arbeloa. And the pace, for the first time, slows a little in this opening 20 minutes.
Well, I'd like to see Brian Babel just actually hug this touchline on the near side and test Halford. The same with Jermaine Pennant, testing Wallace. I think that Liverpool can certainly afford to leave Alonso and Sissoko to line up. Match-up wise, they should be able to take care of Atuo and Dwight York. Neither of them, well, Yorkie we know has lost a little bit of pace in those legs. Atuo's not an attacking player anyway, he likes to hold in midfield. That's his role in the side. Liverpool can afford to gamble, really push those 2 fullbacks, push the 2 wide players onto the fullbacks, really test the back line. Sunderland, unfortunately, with Granit Richardson as a sort of wide player, don't really have that luxury.
Sunderland get the throw in, and Sunderland are about to make an early change themselves. Liverpool having to, well, being forced into substituting Sami Hyypiä with Daniel Agger. One of the big summer signings here is going to leave the field, Kieran Richardson. I thought I hadn't seen too much of him involved. He's obviously got a bit of an injury. Whether it was something he took into the game or has picked up during it, I don't know. But Anthony Stokes, who started the last game anyway against Wigan, is on in his place, a 19-year-old. Not a straight replacement. He can play wide. Indeed, he did at Wigan down the right. But he's not really a like-for-like swap with Richardson. Sissoko. Had a terrific first season with Liverpool, Momo Sissoko. Not quite carried it on from there, as Babel concedes the free kick. Wallace. Murphy has gone out to that left-hand side for the moment anyway. And Chopra has that habit of being in the right place at the right time.
Well, screaming for offside, Carragher and Daniel Agger. There's no flag. I didn't see one. Did you, Alan?
Nope. 20 minutes gone here in the Barclays League. Sunderland 0, Liverpool 0.
Not blessed with great pace at the back, are they, Liverpool? So if they are going to be playing offside a high line, Chopra is pretty sharp off the mark.
The percentage statistics hugely in Liverpool's favour still. I think they'll be quite tough to break down here. Sunderland, they had a formidable home record last season. They won 15 of their 23 games in the Championship, and actually they haven't been beaten here in 2007. Their last defeat was in December of last year against Preston. We understand from the benches that Kieran Richardson had to go off because of a back problem, by the way. Pretty wild effort from Murphy.
Just anxious. He was leaning back, had to wait for the ball. Dropped down, but at the moment that could be Sunderland's best route forward. Dixon Atu winning the header, the first header. He's a big, powerful guy. Some free kicks in and around the box. He's going to cause some problems today.
I presume Murphy will drift out more to the left with Stokes on the right, we shall see. Miller. And the fans here are angry again with the referee. They felt that Voronin inflicted a bit of damage here.
There was a late challenge. Same again, I think. Shoulder. Shoulder on shoulder. He was holding his shoulder as well, wasn't he, in the opening minutes, Murphy, McShane?
Yeah, he was. Midway through the first half then, still Sunderland 0, Liverpool 0. Certainly Liverpool had a couple of excellent chances early on. The first inside 30 seconds when a mistake by Halford set Voronin free, but Craig Gordon pulled off an excellent save. There's Pennant for Rafa Benitez's team. And that was terrible. Chopra. That's a good, clever ball around the outside and a chance here. Well, Rayner got something on it to deny Stokes, but really the substitute should have done better then.
Well, it's a lovely run behind the Liverpool back. Nobody picked him up. He came from distance as well. Jamie Carragher wasn't alert to the danger. Well, Rainey did well because he comes out, not only that, but he gets a good hand to the ball. Makes this run from deep, Anthony Stokes. Got to see that run. He sees the run, Jamie Carragher. Decides not to go with it. Great ball from Chopra. Good play all round. Well, he doesn't connect with the strike at all. If he had done that, would have beaten Agger.
He was actually taken off at half-time in the match at Wigan, Stokes, as Roy Keane rung the changes that day. Dwight York suffered the same fate. Another collision. Yeah, McShane's involved in it again. As I said, he's one of those old-fashioned types who does not see anything other than the football.
A danger to all centre forwards. Well, he gets clattered by his own play there, by Daryl Murphy, I think it was. I don't think we've seen the last of the substitutions before half-time, do you, Alan?
No, there's a few casualties out there. Only, well, not yet. 25 minutes gone as well. So either side could have had the lead here. And Stokes is certainly causing problems. Quick and lively, sharp, all those things, and a good goal-scoring record. Sissoko finding Pennant. Run back by Stokes. Pennant determined though. Wallace gets it away at the second attempt. And Stokes completes the clearance. Looks like he's gone out to the left for the moment. There's a two who dives in. So does York. Sissoko brushed aside. Well, it's competitive, this. And that's what the fans up here love to see.
This is what some of the new boys from Liverpool have not seen. Fernando Torres, Andre Voronin. They've played in big stadiums all around the world, the two of them. But this kind of atmosphere will be completely alien to them.
Kind of game he'd have loved, Roy Keane. Nosworthy slowly making his way forward for Wallace's free kick, which was a bit short. Two who doing well. And then a rather wild challenge.
This will be the first yellow. Yeah, he's just let one or two go, Mark Halsey, wisely enough. Nothing malicious so far. That didn't really need to dive in. Arbeloa's not going anywhere. The best he can do is play it against Dictionary Tuhu. Now he's really got to mind his feet.
One of the 8 new signings made by Roy Keane during the summer. He came from Norwich City. He was at Preston before that. Nigerian-born player. I think he's enjoying it so far, though you can never tell. He's got that look about him that betrays no emotion.
Well, it's been frantic so far, particularly the last 10-15 minutes, but to say just a little bit short on quality from both sides. Liverpool really needs to. They're not really got a grip of the game in midfield. Not dominated, pinned Sunderland back, and looked as if they are going to score a goal at the same time. That one great opportunity was gifted, really.
Now Wallace has gone down injured. I think he might have just caught his boot in the turf as he challenged there. Didn't seem anything too serious. Let's have a look.
Straight in the back of Jermaine Pennant.
Weird one. It's all right though. And Torres has got away here behind McShane. Nosworthy on the cover. Splendid play.
Well, it had to be good defending, staying close to his partner. Once that touch from Fernando Torres, the header just got away from him. Nosworthy was able to intercept.
Real proof, Naira and Nosworthy, that there are still a lot of very good players playing in the lower divisions in English football. They signed him from Gillingham, players who can make the step up. There's been almost an obsession with other European players in recent years, but there's still plenty of talent out there in England, isn't there?
There is. It's easy to get carried away with foreign names and players coming from big clubs. Might not always be the right one for your club. Briefly they can sparkle, but one guy has to really do a solid job, and unsung heroes, you're right, Alan, there's lots in the lower divisions.
And we just saw another one there, Greg Halford, who was signed from Colchester. And Babel, a big money signing from Holland, got that one all wrong. It's his 4th appearance, his first start in the Premier League. He'd been on twice as a substitute, and he did start the Champions League qualifier.
Not seen him at all so far in the game.
he prefers, I understand, playing off the striker, although he can equally operate on either wing. Good play from Ituhu. Miller again, very careful. Alford a bit careless. And still trying to get out of his mind that opening minute mistake that almost led to a goal for Benitez's team. Well, it's an opening half an hour that's proved once again that to get any points in this league, you have to be prepared to work really hard as well as play good football. Torres does that and nicks it off Dwight York. Pennant is out wide there, but the ball never reached him. McShane.
Well, Yorkie's so composed with the ball at his feet, but sometimes you can hear the fans, can't they? They're screaming for him to get rid of the ball.
Forward by Wallace. Stokes will chase, he chases everything. Chopper out there on the left with Stokes. Ituhu. There's Dwight York, 35 now. Another one who I bet can't wait for the visit to Manchester United, where of course he won so many major honours. Pennant for Liverpool, moves it on to Babel. That's a good return ball. Oh, no, it wasn't actually.
Thought you were going to say can't wait for the end of the season for a quick rest then.
McShane. Wallace goes long again, looking possibly for Murphy. Innan. Zaga for Liverpool. Played in that Denmark back four that conceded 4 goals against Republic of Ireland, and that really was sloppy play by him, and Stokes has got in behind him here just as well. The ball was ahead of him.
Oh, he was lucky, Daniel Aggie. He was looking for somebody to play it to.
Chopper, I should have said, had got in, hadn't he? Voronin. Here's Sissoko. Pennant goes round the first challenge and earns a free kick.
Good play from Pennant, that's what he's got to do. Trying to get one-on-one with Ross Wallace. He's going to draw lots of fouls easily. Once he gets a couple of yards, he's a great crosser of the ball. Doesn't always get to the byline enough for me, Jermaine Pennant.
Agger making his way forward. Torres a good head of the ball as well. Sunderland just that bit sharper to react. Here's Finnan. Carragher. Voronin loses out to Halford, but it's come back to Torres. Dwight York with the interception. Calm play again. There's Miller. Ituhu. Dwight York. Now Halford for Sunderland. We've overcome a very nervy start and made a big contribution. Lovely little flick there by Babel.
Well, yet again, Aaron Noseworthy is the man in the right place. Don't have a player that, certainly not so far in the game, that no go-to play in the final third. Somebody who's constantly creating trouble for the back four. Well, they're just probing away, but not really retaining the ball enough in Sunderland's final third to trouble the home defence. It's a test of concentration for me, really, more than anything, Sunderland this season. And keep those levels very high, then they won't concede too many silly goals. Easier said than done.
Kaut is one of the Liverpool substitutes available to Rafa Benitez today. 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Halford. Finnan hesitating, but he did the right thing in the end. Alonso onto Pennant. Voronin making the direct run forward. He's available if Pennant can find him. He's very tight to that touchline, though. Great skill from Pennant. Sissoko's shot. He was actually blocked by his own player, Voronin.
I don't think that shot would have actually reached the goal from Sissoko.
No. Pennant has been Liverpool's most effective player so far. Haga to Carragher. Clearly they're going to try and pick him out whenever they can now. Torres. Do well. Referee says play on. Sissoko swings it to the left to Babel. Xabi Alonso. Angle ball for Pennant. Torres is with him. And Voronin. Yet another layoff and a much better effort this time. And Sissoko finds the net. The first one was a tester. That one was an absolute beauty. Liverpool in front. 37 minutes gone.
Well, what a strike from Sissoko, the most unlikely scorer for me on the pitch in a dark jersey. I said the first one wouldn't have reached the goal, this one would have kept going right out the stadium. Best passage of play from Liverpool in nearly 15-20 minutes. Lovely setup by Voronin. Well, that's a cracker to beat Gordon from that distance. Good play from Jermaine Pennant, as you mentioned, Alan. Liverpool's best player in the last 10-15 minutes. And there's a strike, no doubt about this one. Gets a hand to it, Craig Gordon, but he's swerving away from him. Lovely strike from Sissoko. Can't fault the goalkeeper there.
Momo Sissoko's first ever goal in the Premier League, and one he will never forget. It's his third season for the Mali international. As I said, he was excellent in his first campaign. Then he got a couple of bad injuries, including well, he got a kick in the eye in one European game. He dislocated his shoulder as well, I remember. So it was a stop-start season for him last time round. And now he finds more competition in the middle of midfield. But if he can come in with goals like that, he'll stay in.
Yeah, you're right, Alan. It was a difficult one for him last season. He never really figured again once he got fit towards the back end of the campaign. With a few goals like that, they will really raise his confidence levels. And he's still got that same expression, hasn't he, Roy Keane?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to play poker against him, would you? You would not have a clue what he was thinking. Big test now for his side. A goal down at home to one of the top teams in the Premier League.
Well, on a balances play, it's probably what Liverpool deserve. Good start to the game. Sunderland, as you mentioned, pegged them back and not taking control of the match. Certainly were holding their own. In a couple of minutes spell and Liverpool get the all-important breakthrough.
They've got to keep their nerve now, Sunderland, and with this huge crowd backing them, there's no reason to be too downhearted at this stage. Wallace has given it away, however. McShane unable to wrestle it away from Torres. The ever dangerous Pennant plays it back, and it's a lovely ball as well. Well, Torres will be disappointed that he didn't control that.
He's strong as well, Torres. Surprised at how willing he is to put his body in front of the defenders. It's a brave thing as well. People mention all forms of bravery, sometimes flying in when feet are normally required, you're diving with your head. But be willing to receive the ball in difficult situations, knowing that you're going to get kicked. That's a hallmark of a brave and talented centre forward for me.
Babel, who hasn't been able to get into the game anything like as much as Pennant on the other side, but that's again a moment when he showed his lovely technique. Alonso. Shoot is the order now from the Liverpool fans. Alonso. Babel. Optimistic effort, but he kept Sunderland at full stretch, and they can't get out of their own half.
Goal has really shocked the home team. Just gone into their shell a little bit. Liverpool are playing just with that little bit more confidence. As a result, able to pin them back in the final third. See that Sunderland they've dropped off, haven't they? Just that extra yard giving the Liverpool players time to play.
Always dangerous. Voronin. What a great ball! Torres went for it. McShane had to win that header.
Had to be, and it was a great header, just enough. Torres would have been straight in on goal. Lovely ball from Voronin. Lots of pace. Keeper can't come for it. Good defending.
Well, a second goal now just before half-time would really take the feet from underneath Sunderland, and Torres wins the header.
Good ball from Alonso. Pennant does well, keeps it in play. Lovely touchback from Voronin. Well, 9 times out of 10, Sissoko, well, certainly wouldn't score. Well, Benitez is already thinking defensively. As soon as that goal goes in.
Well, the shot was hit exactly where goalkeepers hate it, wasn't it? Hard, low, near the post. Torres in a battle here with Nosworthy. A battle that Nosworthy won. Well, one came from Gillingham for a very modest fee. The other came from Atletico Madrid for a huge ransom, king's ransom. But he won that battle.
Not giving anybody any rest, is he, Fernando Torres? Difficult to keep that level of intensity up throughout one game, let alone throughout the season.
Coutts, another hard-working frontman, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. As I mentioned at the beginning of the game, I just worry a little bit sometimes when you do so much hard work outside the box, come to make those sharp runs in the box, trying to get across defenders on the end of crosses or onto through balls. Just takes that edge off you. It's all part of Rafa's plan, isn't it, to have hard-working strikers.
Well, Chopra certainly continues to work hard at the other end for Sunderland. He's not seen much of the ball in the last 15 minutes or so. Babel winning the throw here to Halford's disgust. He's not going to let him have the ball back too quickly. Well, as they say, you're wasting your own time, pal, because Sunderland are a goal down. Alonso trying to pick out Pennant again. Hasty throw in. McShane with the clearance. Home fans screaming for a free kick. They were going to get one, I'm sure. Referee says play on, and Miller's lost possession. Regained it, to be fair to him. Oh dear. Alpha's half has begun and ended on a low point.
He was already thinking about his pass before he'd even received the ball from Liam Miller. Well, Roy Keane has got a tough team talk at half-time. We'll try and coax more out of the players. dangerous because they can't really squeeze the defensive line too far if there's too much pace from Fernando Torres. Also whether he is quick, but
here he goes again. Sissoko fancies it now. Taking all this time to get a lead goal.
Well, 2-in-1 from Moma. I was going to put the microphone down. That's all right. Well, it sits up nicely for him. Not quite, nowhere near as accurate this time round.
Just 2 minutes of stoppage time. Only that injury really to Sami Hyypiä that has caused any delay in what's been a fast-moving game. Played in a good spirit. A few hard tackles, but people have just picked themselves up and got on with it in the main.
It's been very similar to the opening game against Tottenham, where Sunderland were just happy to contain the visitors. So, OK, let's see what you've got. We'd probably take a point at the end of it, and they would have been happy with 0 at half-time today against Liverpool. But that goal completely changes everything. Have they got somebody on the bench who can come on and change things, create a few opportunities? Because Liverpool will sit back in the second half, I'm sure, play counter-attack stuff.
And losing Richardson is clearly a blow for Sunderland. Losing the goal, an even bigger one. Foul goes against Pennant. In. Nosworthy just holding off Torres legally. Nosworthy again for Sunderland. Difficult ball for Miller. Below knows that,
sorry,
I was going to say all he needs to do is keep possession from this throw, isn't it?
He'll probably be disappointed, Rafa, they've not created too many opportunities, but one's enough so far.
There might be one more opportunity here for Liverpool. It's Torres! Oh, the goalkeeper gets away with it. Well, strangely enough, he started the half with a wonderful save. He's ended the half with a mistake that almost cost another goal.
Well, does everything right, almost everything right. Fernando Torres really should have been 2-0. Gordon gets a little bit of luck, and the score stays the same.
Well, what a strange 45 minutes for him. Voronin tested him in the first 30 seconds. Torres tested him in the final 30 seconds. And in between, he was beaten by Sissoko comprehensively. And Liverpool go off at the Stadium of Light, leading Sunderland at half-time here by 1-0.
Well, Roy Keane has got a lot of history, of course, with Liverpool due to his playing career with Manchester United, but he's had to earn his corn during the break. And Liverpool, well, they've lost just once in 50 years at Sunderland, Roker Park, or Stadium of Light, and they're halfway to achieving another victory. Let's rejoin our commentary team, Efan Okoku and Alan Parry.
They will get the second half underway in front of this huge crowd here. One of the biggest stadiums in British football, with a capacity of around 49,000, and hardly an empty seat to be seen here today. Mark Halsey is the referee. He upset one or two of the home fans, and that's putting it mildly in the first half with his decisions. But nothing wrong with the goal. Sunderland in the stripes, forced to make one change in the first half. Kieran Richardson going off to be replaced by Anthony Stokes. Liverpool also lost a man. The injured Sami Hyypiä, Daniel Agger, took his place. And there don't appear to have been any further changes during the half-time interval. The referee just checks the numbers and prepares to get us underway. Sunderland in the stripes then. Wallace with a long ball forward. Stokes helping it back to Murphy. And Carragher had to nip it away from the Sunderland striker. Jamie Carragher, who didn't, of course, figure in the England game in midweek, having now made the decision to retire from international football. McShane, a possible threat. Halford's about 6'3" as well, but if the ball's played that low, doesn't matter how tall you are.
No, when they get themselves into good positions like that, they make sure that the delivery, no pressure on you, just get it into the box. Something can happen. You said you can't even beat the first man. No chance of scoring. It's the best route really for me. I feel Sunderland set pieces today.
Poor ball there, total misunderstanding has given Liverpool possession again. Babel, who's flattered to deceive a little bit, I thought, in the first half. One or two nice little tricks on the ball, but didn't really get him anywhere.
No, it was very disappointing. Still feel Liverpool will need that second goal to be really comfortable today. Could turn out to be a big, not miss really from Fernando Torres. It was a good save from Craig Gordon. End of the first half, but from 2-0 down, couldn't have seen any way back for the home team.
Also taking a lot more care than he did in the opening minute. Same player, Voronin, causing the potential problem to Sunderland. And a hurried clearance by Craig Gordon gives Liverpool possession with Alonso. Dwight York can't hold him off. And the through ball finds Torres. The goalkeeper to Sunderland's rescue again.
Good play from Xabi Alonso. Not noted for really breaking from midfield. Oh, he's onside as well, Fernando Torres. Just sits up, difficult ball to take, and the goalkeeper does well.
Well, whilst it remains at 1-0, Sunderland clearly have a hope, but you would think if Liverpool could get that second, would not really be a way back for Roy Keane's team. McShane loses out in the heading duel with Torres. Liverpool only won 6 out of 19 away games in the Premier League last season. That really was the statistic that undid their potential challenge to the big two of Manchester United and Chelsea. They finished 15 points behind Chelsea, 21 points adrift of the champions Manchester United. Well, Pennant has continued to be the player on the Liverpool team who's held the ball more effectively than any other. Now they have it back again with Alonso. Noswell intercepts. And the early ball for Miller. The two who getting ahead of him. There's Stokes. Dwight York.
He's been the liveliest of the Sunderland players. Anthony Stokes, since he came on. He's stuck on his left-hand side, not his natural position. Sure, he'd love to be much more down the middle, and he keeps drifting inside as well. Difficult for Sunderland to have any kind of shape. And they do have the ball, they can't stretch the Liverpool midfield. No real wide play since Richardson departed.
Miller here is one of those players who's a bit of an enigma, isn't he? You can see how richly talented he is, but too often the game just seems to pass him by.
Yeah, tough pace, went to Man United, couldn't make the grade there.
Lovely angle ball for Pennant. Giving Wallace a hard time, but that cross too close to Craig Gordon. Here's Stokes again, up to Murphy, and Stokes takes over. He's done really well here, Stokes. Well, bright, intelligent play, but he was surrounded by 3 Liverpool men when danger threat. Alonso with a splendid ball for Voronin, who's got Torres in support. Oh, that's disappointing.
Well, I can't believe he didn't take the ball on himself. McShane could only cut the route off to goal, couldn't really stay with him. Didn't really have the pace, I don't think. I think Torres would have headed straight for the sticks and gone for a shot on target himself. Unselfish play.
A good flow to the game in the early moments of this second half.
Yeah, Sunderland had denied some width they would have from Ross Wallace because Jermaine Pennant has been so effective today. He's not been able to get himself forward.
And Torres bursts between the two central defenders and is denied once again by Craig Gordon.
Well, that's another big stop from the keeper. Right at the end of the first half and right at the beginning of the second. What a turn of speed from the number 9.
Finnan for Liverpool. Alonso. Sissoko, the goal scorer. Babel. Sunderland at full stretch here. Voronin is fouled, surely.
Yeah, no complaints really from Nairo Noseworthy. They're protesting more in hope than anything else. Torres straight through the middle of them. Noseworthy's left in his way. Well, yet again, Craig Gordon just stands big and he thunders straight at the chest. Torres acts well, he'll be disappointed yet again. He doesn't go to the side of him. I don't think he's done too much wrong there, Noseworthy. Put his body in there, made to play for the ball. He didn't commit himself fully, did he? Didn't stick a leg in there. Voronin was waiting for the challenge.
Pennant who takes it, and again Craig Gordon on his toes. Well, the standing of Scottish goalkeepers is not that high in England. A lot of people thought it was a lot of money to spend, but he's starting to shove those words down their throat today.
Well, he's been safe enough today. A couple of crucial saves. They could turn out to be even doubly crucial if Sunderland can actually get an equaliser. There's still a lot of money regardless for a player as good a goalkeeper as he can be potentially. Still not done it in one of the big leagues.
He was Scotland's Footballer of the Year last season, Craig Gordon. And he's made 1 or 2 critical saves already here today to keep Liverpool up 1-0.
It's a recurring theme for Liverpool fans. They've seen this many times. They've taken the lead in games, dominated and not taking their chances of being punished in the second half. Is history going to repeat itself again? They almost got penalised that way against Villa the opening day.
Hacker's clearance wasn't the best. Tuhu bursts onto it. Stokes goes for goal. Voronin. Oh, that's sloppy again. They will cling to hope here, Sunderland, as long as it remains at 1-0. That looked a dubious challenge, but finally the flag has gone in Liverpool's favour.
Well, he does well, the referee's assistant, because I don't think Agger is fouled. He goes to ground very easily, expecting, as they do, defenders to collect the easy caution, easy foul in their favour. And then for me, he gives a soft one for Liverpool within seconds.
Referees and linesmen under the spotlight like never before, it seems, at the beginning of this season. And Liverpool falling victims to the worst decision of the season so far, the penalty that was awarded to Chelsea last week. McShane's got to get there. Voronin closing him down. Torres beginning to show why Liverpool spend so much money on him. Chopra felled. Someone get the free kick, then ironic cheers for referee Halsey.
We'll be hoping for better delivery this time round. Sending all the big guns forward, Noseworthy. He's not really, he's just sort of blocking up, looking for pieces. Oh, this time he's going in the box. Dwight York, who's the holding midfield player.
Tuhu a threat. He had a couple of chances to score against Tottenham here on the opening day. And McShane will throw himself at anything in that box. It's a good delivery as well. Liverpool stood strong. Pennant. McShane staying back this time, and it's just as well he did. Miller weaves through a couple of challenges and wins a free kick. Referee's going to stop them. Not adding to his popularity at all on Weir side. But the ball was certainly moving. Here's Greg Halford. Brave header by Alonso. Sissoko picks up the pieces. Torres already running central. That wasn't the ball he was looking for.
Torres held his run. Sissoko really with no pressure on him at all. He could have carried that ball another 15 yards himself.
Murphy just failed to keep it in play. Steve Finnan takes the throw. Yet another player involved in midweek international action. He was with the Republic of Ireland in Denmark. Sissoko goes down and stays down. Stokes for Sunderland. Chopra. Sissoko's picked himself up and won it back and finds Torres. Voronin with the step over. So getting congested into the middle of the field at the moment.
Well, that plays into Sunderland's hands. Liverpool can get the same kind of product, end products in particular, from Ryan Babel on the far side. Should have too much for Sunderland in the second half.
Here he is. Torres with a great turn. McShane just in typical fashion threw himself where he thought the ball was.
Well, I tried to control it. Well, it was a difficult one to control. It just crept over Noseworthy. It was Voronin. Just couldn't keep it down. Well, he's claiming that he was elbowed out the way. I don't think so.
This big following that Liverpool have brought here know full well that this is the kind of match Liverpool will have to win if they're to make a realistic bid for the Championship this season. Pennant's layup. Yep. Finnan getting it back to Sissoko. Jamie Carragher. York always seems to have time on the ball, but this time he gets it wrong and Liverpool get the throw-in. Quickly taken to Finnan. Torres and Voronin in the centre. Sissoko overhits it. And Miller should have made sure there, really. He's got something out of it, but he's a bit fortunate.
Nudging it back on Babel.
Tuhu facing his own goal and almost dropped that short. Aga. It's good play by Tuhu to win it back for Sunderland. Well, they're driving on, taking the game to Liverpool in this second half, just short of the hour mark. Chopra this time, but there's still a threat. And Murphy backs away. Chopra's still with him. Oh, unlucky.
He had actually fooled Arbeloa. Just lost his footing. I still feel they're just being that little bit too cautious, Sunderland. At some point in the game, next 10-15 minutes, they'll decide to either stick or twist. No point sticking for a 1-0, I feel. And try and do something to please your fans, please the manager. Do something for that all-important goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see David Colney soon. He's someone who loves the ball at his feet and loves to run at people, particularly in the final third, just outside the box. boiling up as well, weren't they? Very nicely in the opening 10-15 minutes. Just gone a little bit quiet again as Liverpool have just taken control and taken their foot off the accelerator, trying to take the sting and the tempo out of the game.
Half an hour to go at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 0, Liverpool 1 in the Barclays Premier League. Finnan for Liverpool to Alonso. Over-ambitious for Pennant. And the travelling cop applaud the intent. Well, I think this is the change you were hinting at, effort. Dwight York coming off. And he will have to hand over the captain's armband. Generous applause for the former Manchester United man who's now made almost 350 appearances in the Premier League. His place taken by Grant Ledbetter, who's been out injured with a hamstring problem. He's just 21. Local lad, boyhood Sunderland fan who came through the youth system here, very popular with the home fans, and he'll give them obviously more energy in the middle of the park.
Stolen my word, Alan. That was the exact word I was going to use, energy.
Pennant's got plenty of that for Liverpool as well. Voronin ahead of him. McShane with the challenge. Available again for Steve Finnan's throw. That little one too. Needs polishing up, I'm afraid. But he's had a good game, Pennant, hasn't he?
He has, very much so.
Second season at Liverpool now. As Wallace plays it long for Sunderland, who are still in with a hope here. He wasn't going to give that up, Murphy, but Liverpool get the verdict.
Short on goals, isn't he, Jermaine Pennant? What his goal-scoring record was like last season, 2 or 3 maybe. Good goal against Chelsea, I remember, at Anfield. Apart from that, I don't remember too many others.
No, just that one, in fact, you're right. Good tackle by Finnan. And then a clever little back heeler sets Stokes away. And Ledbetter, who's just come on, gets his first involvement, and it's a good ball forward as well. Important challenge by Carragher, who sniffs out danger better than most. Pennant skips round Wallace's tackle, and then runs into trouble. The flag has gone up. Stokes is offside.
Quite happy still to play that high line, Liverpool. Chopper has sort of drifted away from the game as long as it's dragged on in this, well, throughout the first half, really. Good block from, well, who else? Jamie Carragher.
Carragher again. A legend at Liverpool, of course. Close to 500 games for them now, Jamie Carragher. And that direct ball has caused a problem here. Well, Torres, for the third or fourth time in the game, had the opportunity to virtually ensure that Liverpool got all 3 points.
Well, it's a hopeful ball. I think he's just drifting this one in to Voron's chest, Daniel Agger. Nobody really anticipates it. Just might go over the two of them. First onto the ball is Torres. This time, well, he doesn't really, as I said, doesn't read it well enough and doesn't get onto it early enough as a result. In hope more than anything, just looking a little bit tired now, Torres.
Liverpool appealing, but I don't think the flag went up. It didn't. McShane backpedaling furiously here, but he's all right. The shout from his goalkeeper.
Still feel there's a sting in the tail. I think for Liverpool fans as well watching, they won't be confident with this 1-0 scoreline. They've had at least 3 clear opportunities to really put this game to sleep.
Towering header there by Murphy. Liverpool deal with it. obvious, the man in the foreground, that the man in the background will keep his team going right to the final whistle here, so this game is far from safe for Liverpool.
Particularly after last week's mauling at Wigan, players certainly won't be giving up any hope of a draw or even a victory at this stage.
Sissoko goes for the return from Finnan. Good strong challenge. And we did well until the final through ball. It's great defending again by Carragher. Wallace to Stokes for Sunderland. They've got a man free on the right. And it's opened up for him, and that glorious ball. Arbeloa commits the foul.
They're the kind of clumsy challenges that lead directly to goals. It's all right making a challenge, but he's going in with his knees at head height here. Alford, if he takes his first touch, Arbeloa's got him covered, really. You can see Jamie Carragher on the far side throwing his arms up in frustration. And I don't think it was at the decision, it's at the reckless nature with which his teammate actually approached that challenge.
Alford still feeling the pain. Arbeloa becomes only the second caution of the day. Ituhu had his name taken in the first half for Sunderland. Now, if the delivery's good here, this is a really dangerous situation for Liverpool. That ball will be seen late by Reina. And they've got a lot of big lads who'll throw themselves at it. And Reina actually was the first of all to react. Good goalkeeping.
It was a good ball in, but it was close enough as we knew for him to come and gamble.
Stokes knocks it into the far post again. Alford got up highest, but couldn't get it on target.
It's only real time, Alan, is it, that they've looked remotely dangerous, Sunderland. Well, I think Rafa Benitez is going to be the one who's going to make a change or two in the next couple of minutes. Just a little sit down from the Liverpool captain, just using his experience, again, just to take this thing out of the situation. You don't get 500 appearances wearing that shirt for nothing, do you, as a centre-half? Well, not the most convincing of touches, was it, from the goalkeeper?
I think it was Reina that actually stuck his knee inadvertently into Carragher's back. 3/4 of the way through. Liverpool enjoying a lot of possession recently and enjoying a 1-0 lead. Alonso helps it on. Alford there to win it back. Just had that handful of games with Reading. He'd signed him from Colchester the season before. Handful of games in the Premier League, that is. Here's Finnan. Boronek. Well, he scored a spectacular goal from even further out than that in the away leg of the Champions League qualifier against Toulouse. Not this time, though. Well, I think this time it is a genuine injury because Jamie Carragher doesn't go down twice if he's kidding.
If it was a knee or not, couldn't really see much contact from that angle.
We've already lost a central defender, of course, when Sami Hyypiä had to go off in the first 10 minutes or so, replaced by Daniel Agger. Would require a reshuffle if he's in any trouble here, because the remaining substitutes for Liverpool don't include a central defender. They've got John Arne Riise, Dirk Kuyt, Javier Mascherano, and a goalkeeper, of course.
Well, Arbeloa, if Carragher, I'd be very surprised if he leaves the field. Arbeloa could go alongside Agger and Riise coming out at left back. I was surprised to see Riise coming on at left back in place of Arbeloa anyway.
Arbeloa having to back track here with his colleagues as Sunderland come forward again with Miller. It's a clever looking ball as well, and Chopper's got into a good position here. happy to get a corner out of that.
Well, there was such a big hole out below, and he went to he was attracted to the ball. He never filled in close enough to Daniel Agger. Agger was left one-on-one with Chopra back to goal. He did well because he stood his ground.
Boronin who clears for Liverpool. Wallace who plays it back in again. And how often does that happen? Offside.
And he shouldn't be. Looking right across the line, Grant Ledbetter. Got no excuses. Is he? Well, he's not, you know. That's borderline with Jermaine Pennant on the near side. Maybe he was obscured, the lines of the referee's assistant. Sissoko actually does well enough to stand his ground. Reina, well, nearly followed him outside the box.
Still struggling, Carragher, by the looks of it. He's not running easily at all. Nosworthy. Sissoko lifting it forward again, and it's Nosworthy who meets it again. Wallace. That's a lovely little ball outside of the left foot. Flick to Stokes. I think Sissoko is going to take some dropping from this team, irrespective of his goal. He's had a game that's been very impressive. Away by Agger. And the free kick has gone against Voronin here. Change for Liverpool. It's not going to be Carragher, who we thought was struggling a moment ago, who's coming off. John Onorisa clearly the player who's coming on. And it's rather disappointing and disappointed, I'm sure, Ryan Babel, whose place he will take. Or is it? Hang on. Hang on. What's happening? Well, I think the referee's saying you've got to get on with the free kick, so he's saying to the Liverpool bench, I better stay here and help defend it. Now, he is coming off. What was that all about? Oh no, he's back on again. I think it's because Carragher is struggling, and he's trying to say to the bench, look, don't make a change yet, I might have to come off. What do you reckon, Efan?
It certainly looks that way. If Jamie Carragher's pointing to the bench, it's a sign he can't continue. Referee in dispute with his captain, it looks like. But no point taking any chances. If he is struggling, yeah, looks like he's the one who's going to be replaced.
Well, that doesn't happen too often, does it? Your two starting central defenders having to leave the field. Fans booing. I don't know whether that's because of what they regard as delaying tactics, but there's no question if Jamie Carragher leaves a football pitch, he's injured. Chopra doing really well. Halford, that's a good first-time ball on to Ledbetter. And first time into the box by him. He still hasn't gone off. I don't know what on earth's happening here. He seems to be indicating he can't continue. And Liverpool are in a mess about the substitution. This is astonishing.
Well, they've got to bring someone like Sissoko alongside Daniel Agger. And just put Carragher maybe just in front of the two of them, just to plug one or two holes. They should get the ball out as well.
Heaven forbid if Carragher was to make a mistake now, caused by his injury. And it was pretty obvious, wasn't it, that he was struggling. He went down twice.
Well, not only that, he must have signalled to the bench 3 or 4 times as well.
Liverpool get on with it in the best possible way, taking the game to Sunderland. Now then, the referee had a look at that challenge between Nosworthy and Torres and saw nothing wrong with it.
Looked a good honest battle to me. Torres got in front of him and just lost control slightly. Gave the defender a second bite.
Now, I'm sure Carragher will say, knock the ball out of play, please, anything. And Reina finally obliges. So we've had both the captains of the respective sides having to leave. Well, I must say, Liverpool made an absolute meal of that substitution. think it was fairly clear there that there was, shall we say in polite terms, a slight breakdown of communication.
He's giving the whole bench some stick, isn't he? Get me off earlier. How many times do I have to tell you?
I've got total sympathy with Carragher. I don't know how on earth the Liverpool contingent on the bench didn't read that.
A bit like us, and they probably couldn't believe that it was actually coming off the field.
Yeah. Anyway, finally, Carragher goes off, Risa comes on, 15 minutes to go.
And Bumble gets a reprieve.
A reprieve, exactly. Sissoko couldn't find him. Well, as you mentioned, Ethan, there'll be a lot of Liverpool fans thinking, is this going to be a case of deja vu here? They've got a free kick. Another Liverpool performance where it should have been all over really by now.
Should have been wrapped up. 10-15 minutes in the second half, 2-0. It's probably a fair reflection on the balance of play. Chopper just showing his frustration. He's been starved the service. Nudges straight in the back of Daniel Agger. I was surprised if one of the front two, Dirk Kuyt, actually comes on to replace maybe Torres, because Voronin just looks that little bit fresher in the legs right now.
Here is Voronin. Routine save for Gordon. Well, Liverpool certainly haven't been ruthless enough in front of goal, but to be fair to Craig Gordon, he's made 2-3 outstanding saves. That's an enormous kick by him. Agger gets it away. Stokes with the ambitious effort. My word.
That was a good attempt. Great technique, a dropping ball. Liverpool don't deal with the second ball. Muscles Jermaine Pennant out the way. Well, Reina sees it all the way and lets it go past his post. He has looked lively, been impressed with him since he came on Stokes. But just getting centre of the goal, it could cause a little bit more damage.
Connolly has just come on now for Sunderland. Another front player will help out in the search for an equalising goal. Daryl Murphy, the player he's replaced. David Connolly has just made 2 substitute appearances so far this season. He was top scorer for Sunderland last season with 13 goals. Well, they've left it late in 2 games so far this season, Sunderland, remember. The very last minute of stoppage time here against Tottenham. Chopra came up with a memorable winner, and then the last minute when the substitute Stern John scored an equaliser at Birmingham. Are they going to do it again?
Well, even against the best teams, sometimes they don't punish you for all the mistakes you make. You just hang on and hang on in there. You might get something right at the end. As you mentioned, Alan, in 2 games already they've done that. Who's to say they won't do it for a 3rd time?
Pennant did well, and McShane in a little bit of trouble initially against Torres, recovered splendidly. And here is Torres again. Oh, this is great play from Torres, pulled it back, Voronin shot, blocked on the line. They can breathe again, Sunderland.
Well, I said that Torres looks as if he was running out of steam, but he ghosted past McShane on the near side. And Voronin, well, they can't do much more. Straight at the goal, straight at Craig Gordon yet again. But it's another big save from the keeper.
And the Sunderland fans sing his name in praise of his contribution today.
McShane was inviting him to go around the outside if you want to. He decides, well, OK, then I will do. Lovely cut back. Voronin can't do much more than that. Straight in the goal, straight in the middle. Another save Craig Gordon should make, and he does.
And when you think of that huge number of attempts by Liverpool and shots on target, the fact that they still only managed to get 1 goal will worry Rafa Benitez, I would think. 10 minutes to go. Reina hesitated there. Ledbetter knocked it into the ground. Tuhu getting the warning from the crowd. There was a challenge coming in from Voronin. Nosworthy.
They're not taking a chance at Liverpool, and now it becomes a nervy last 10 minutes.
Chopra causing a problem, and then unnecessarily that'll drive his manager mad, conceding a free kick.
Well, frustration at the Portoch gets in front of Arbeloa. We all know Continental defenders, once they put their body in front of you, they're forced to make that foul. There's that pull back from Torres. Picks out the Liverpool player, Voronin. Just takes a slight deflection off Nosworthy. Doesn't alter the course of the ball. Just takes some of the sting out of it. He'll only be a happy man, Alan, if they manage to salvage something from the game, Sunderland. All those saves will mean nothing if it stays at 1-0. No
way through again for Liverpool. They're seeing a lot of the ball at the moment. Well played, Wallace. There's Stokes. Stokes again bravely puts his head in and gets the ball back. It would take an exceptional shot from that range to beat Reina.
Well, that was over-ambitious from Liam Miller. Good one too, he plays with Anthony Stokes. Well, they've got a man over on the far side, Grant Ledbetter. David Connolly as well for the through ball. We all know that Roy Keane is a realist, isn't he? I don't think he'd be too disappointed in the way his team have approached the game and the lack of chances they've created, because he knows they're up against one of the Premier teams in the division. He knows that they're still short quality-wise. So creating chances at this level will not be easy for a team that was outstanding last year.
Not giving up on this, not by any means, Sunderland. And Liverpool know it's still on a bit of a knife edge here. They will love that second goal to celebrate. Has had more opportunities to get it than most perhaps, but still Dirk Kuyt awaits the call from the touchline.
He's fashioned most of those chances himself, hasn't he? Fernando Torres. For a player of his stature, he'll be disappointed he's not really made the goalkeeper work a lot harder than he's had to. All those saves we mentioned from Craig Gordon, the ones that we would expect him to, even at 9,000, let alone 9 million.
There's Pennant for Liverpool. Another weaving run that keeps possession. Babel. Sissoko. Finnan. Well, Chopper wasn't going to let him have a comfortable time then. That's the kind of work ethic Sunderland need now. Time against them, the scoreline against them. Have they got that self-belief that they can still rescue something? But he's committed the foul. Well, it's a nervy time for managers, this. Leading 1-0, just over 5 minutes remaining, and there might be a fair bit of stoppage time because Liverpool took so long to make that change with Carragher. We shall see. Voronin wins the free kick. What have you made of his performance, Evan? Voronin?
I think he's played reasonably well. He's another hard-working forward in the recent mode of Liverpool strikers, isn't he? As I said, just like to see him play that little bit further forward. And if your manager thinks that you're doing good work for the team, you will stay in there.
Sissoko trying to get it back to Ryan Babel. Stokes with a lovely ball. He has been excellent since he came on, I think, as you said, I think. Connolly gets his first touch of the ball since he came off the bench. Alford's cross, a bit disappointing. Oh, that's great play from Nosworthy, wonderful. And he's got to backtrack quickly now, though. He's come back to Babel. Voronin on the outside. Good effort, and that should wrap it up for Liverpool now. Andre Voronin scores his first Premier League goal, and that will give Liverpool another victory.
Well, finally, they make Sunderland pay. This time it's a counter-attack, and Babel links up superbly well, first with Pennant, and then with Fernando Torres, who lays a ball on Salvage. He could have had a pop-back goal himself. Well, that's good skill from the Ukrainian. And this time, Greg Gordon has got no answer. And the scoreline has finally got a little bit more. It comes out, he's unlucky, hits his leg, and shoots straight past the outstretched arm. It's a more, well, scoreline more reflective of the play this afternoon.
So Andre Voronin now has a goal for himself in the Champions League, albeit in a qualifying game, and one in the Premier League. Player who had a long and successful career in German football. And Sunderland probably in their heart of hearts, even though Ledbetter was ambitious enough to try that long-range effort, must know that the points are Liverpool's now.
Yeah, suddenly dawned on them. There's a few people getting up from their seats and leaving the stadium. They've been entertained today. Unfortunately, it's been mainly by their visitors. Liverpool have looked very dangerous, but if they are going to challenge for the championship, they're going to have to be more ruthless than this in front of goal.
And they could be adding a third. No, this time Torres lifts it high over the bar.
Oh, rule one from Liverpool. Halford gets done. He's not aggressive enough with his touch. And Torres has got a lot more time than he thinks. He's expecting the goalkeeper to bear down on him. He's missed 3, maybe 4 good chances today.
Well, now, I hesitate to say it, but it looks as though Ryan Babel's coming off. He should have gone off, according to the Liverpool bench, about 10 minutes ago. Stayed on them, but now I'm pretty certain he will be leaving the action, and he will be replaced by Dirk Kuyt with only a couple of minutes remaining. And the Liverpool fans are happy. They've seen their team win away at Aston Villa. They've almost certainly seen them win away now at Sunderland. A draw in between at Anfield, but they won't be too worried about that, because it was a game that many people would have felt Liverpool deserved to win against Chelsea. And as I say, their away form last season was disappointing. If they can improve in that respect, well, their home form has always been formidable. The only visiting team to win at Anfield last season in the Premier League was Manchester United, and the referee's got a little radio problem here late on. Get rid of it, that's right, Mr. Halsey. Went early there. Minute to go. I just hope for his sake nothing contentious happens in that minute.
Is that a course that he removed then, Alan?
I don't know him well enough to answer that. Sat nav. But it's the start Liverpool needed, isn't it? There's to convince their fans, as the injured Sami Hyypiä still has that nosebleed to deal with. It's the start that Liverpool needed.
It certainly is there. They would have looked at this fixture very, very early on in the calendar. Maybe the Aston Villa one as well, and said, we really should be taking 6 points from those two teams. And we'd probably say, well, if we get a draw against Chelsea, despite the fact we are super strong at home, that's not too bad a result. It just reminds the others that, you know, we mean business this season.
And I'm sure you're right too about Sunderland. I don't think Roy Keane will be too alarmed, because they've stood up for themselves and not played that badly, have they really?
As I said, they have been cautious. Similar pattern of play at home to Tottenham. You have to realise that they are playing a superior team. Liverpool, in effect, have got 2 strong teams they could put out. Sunderland will have to know that there'll be teams not quite with the power of Liverpool who will come along and they will be able to take 3 points. And away from home as well, it's more likely, I feel, they'll be able to pick up lots of points away from home.
Chopper got away from his marker then, but couldn't get the ball. He was onside as Reina volleys it. And the Liverpool fans sing their famous anthem. Derisory whistles from the home supporters. But they know their football in this part of the world. I'm sure they will accept that Liverpool deserve the 3 points here. Ooh, a mistake there by Aga. Could give Sunderland some kind of consolation later on, perhaps. Stokes was shouting for it in the left of the picture.
The final ball has been disappointing today. That's one thing that Roy Keane would be very upset about. Got himself into 1 or 2 decent situations from open play and from set pieces and not delivered.
Wallace to play it back in again. Worthy remaining forward from the earlier set piece. Here's Stokes. Oh, well played. Excellent stuff from Stokes. There was a shout for handball from the home fans then. I do wonder if they got Stokes on any earlier, whether it might have made a difference. Here's Voronin, and this could make a difference to the scoreline. Oh dear. If he'd have fed Torres straight away, who knows? Voronin did brilliantly, however, from a much more difficult situation. He believes he was pulled down.
Certainly looks as if he was. He really should have taken that ball on himself. I think he's just looking to put his strike partner in. I think Torres would have gone for a goal himself. It was good defending of Greg Halford, I think it was. He just stood his ground, didn't give him the angle to play to Torres. But if he'd actually taken it towards Craig Gordon, a square ball across would be an easier attack from the number 9.
It's been a lively ending to this game, as it was a very lively beginning, if you remember, when Liverpool almost were gifted a goal inside the opening 30 seconds. No gifts about the 2 goals they have scored. They've had to work hard for them. But they're now looking at 7 points out of 9 at the start of the season, and with Manchester United faltering, Chelsea as well haven't taken maximum points, nor have Arsenal. So perhaps they've made the most impressive start of the Big Four. Wins the tackle. It will come back in though. Liverpool have got to be wary here of Chopra. Aga swings it behind for what will be the final corner of the game, even if there's time to take it.
Made it difficult for themselves, but 3 points well earned in the end for Liverpool. As I said, Roy Keane not back to the drawing board.
Oh, beautiful control there by Voronin, whose goal late on sealed all 3 points here for Rafa Benitez and his team, after Momo Sissoko had given them the lead with a splendid shot from outside the penalty area in the first half. Sunderland were dogged and determined, as you'd expect for a Roy Keane side, but really they just lacked that little bit of quality, particularly in front of goal, to seriously trouble the Liverpool defence. Reina there didn't have too many moments of alarm, whereas Craig Gordon at the other end of the field stopped Liverpool from scoring, and Fernando Torres in particular, on 3 or 4 occasions. It could have been a more comfortable victory even than it was here at the Stadium of Light for Liverpool, but they'll settle for those couple of goals, and they'll settle in particular for those 3 points, which get them off to a flying start. Victory away to Aston Villa, victory away to Sunderland, a home draw against Chelsea in between. Liverpool looking in good shape with this much changed side of theirs, and the new look LFC have made a very sound start to the new season. They have beaten Sunderland here today by 2 goals to 0.